was you won't know what a steward's mate is, would you? You wouldn't know what that would mean, huh?
I don't.
Steward's mate. I got dementia. I can't remember what I was, but all you do is assist the cooks.
Okay.
Cook assistant.
And why was that?
And you have to clean up rooms. You have to clean up the officers' rooms.
Sounds like hard work.
Uh,
My mom tells me that I have to do my chores and I never do them.
You never did what?
My chores. All I have to do is just pick up the dog poop. That's all I have to do. And throw it away. And
Well,
wash my hands. But
I
I
had
never
to
want
do
to do
a
that.
lot of that, a lot more than that, as a steward mate.
Did you chop any fruits?
Chop any fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to help the cooks. I had to do everything that they needed done. I was a cook assistant.
Number 3. Tell me about your mom and dad.
Well,
Were they fun? Were they mad? Were they silly?
my dad died in his early 70s, and my mom, she didn't make 70. She died a few months after my dad died. He had a full head of hair. When he died, he was never bald-headed. He had more hair than I've got right now.
Like a lot.
And he was taller than me. He was about 6 feet tall. And my mother,
You making stuff up. Shut up. They're doing an interview. Get out of the way.
and my mother was heavy. She was a church girl. She was a usher in her church
Did he carry it first?
all her life.
You did?
He doesn't know what an usher is.
A usher find seats for you, like the guys do at our Kingdom Hall. They're ushers.
Ushers are like, once you just sit, they just go down.
They take you and find your seat. That's what ushers. That's what she was in her church.
Hey, number 4. What was your first job?
My first job was I drove a truck at 13 years old to the coal mine over in East St. Louis, which is across the bridge in Illinois from St. Louis. And I'd get a load of coal, bring it back to St. Louis, and peddle it house to house by the bushel on my back. And in the
Sounds like a lot of driving.
summer, I had to do the same thing with ice. I'd get a 300-pound block of ice, and I'd sell it 25 pounds, sometimes 50 pounds, sometimes 100 pounds. But I couldn't hardly carry 100 pounds of ice, and I was only 13 years old, driving the truck. They didn't have such thing as a driver's license when I was driving the truck.
But now there's such thing as driver license?
Certainly, you can't drive without a driver's license today.
Okay, number 5. Was being a, what is this word, Mom?
Bartender.
Bartender fun?
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was a bartender down, and I learned that in the Navy. I had to go to officers' parties and pour the drinks, and that's how I learned to be a bartender. And when I got out of the Navy, I got a job in San Francisco as a bartender. And you had to learn all the drinks that people would call, but I didn't know all the drinks because I had never done it before. So I had a book. If they'd asked me, give me a between the sheets. What's a between the sheets? I didn't know, but I had my book. Then I could look in the book and see what it was. Then I'd go back and make it. So, but the regular drinks I could make from memory.
Number 6. What kind of games did you play with your brother?
Oh, we played wrestling, fun games like you guys do, tag. When we wanted to be bad, we would stand on the porch and howl out at the people. We thought they were bad words. Pee-pee doo-doo, pee-pee doo-doo. Those are the bad things that we did.
Call people.
Did one of you get hurt when you were wrestling?
Yeah, sometimes. They hurt our arm, our leg.
What was your brother's name?
Wilfred. Wilfred.
Never met Coleman.
Number 7. What is your favorite activity? Scripture?
Jake,
My
start
favorite
again.
scripture that I use everywhere I go, especially in the prisons,
Hold on, Grandpa.
is,
What does it say?
You're okay. He already asked him.
Okay.
is Psalm 37:29. The righteous themselves will possess the earth, and they will reside forever upon it. And if you use the King James Bible, it said the righteous will reside in the land and dwell therein forever. So both Bibles said there'll be righteous people living on the earth forever. And that's a shutout scripture from the Christendom. It says you either go to heaven or you go to hell. They don't say nothing about living on the earth.
What happened to Job?
Thought you like the scripture that says your flesh will become fresher than its youth.
Okay, number 8.
He said no.
Why were they racist? Did they let blacks do whatever they
Let him
want?
finish.
Oh,
Like,
come on.
Including my shoulder
Ask him.
and your claws.
Well, he's got his own
Let him
forces
finish
of it.
his question.
Don't mess with him.
Number 8.
Roberts, be the last
How
person in the
did
world.
you?
can-
Why did you like to
Why?
visit prisoners?
Because I like to study with them and tell them the truth about the Bible. Because they had never heard that people would live on the earth forever. And when they heard that, they wanted to study the Bible with me.
So like they didn't know about Jehovah, but now they know. So they.
That's
Now
right,
they're
now
good?
they know about the Lord.
So now they're not killing anyone.
They're not what?
They're not killing anyone.
No,
They're not robbing people.
they're not doing any of those things.
They're respecting people and helping people.
Yes, they are.
Okay, where's your Michael?
Like-
Oh, come on! I'm all the way to number 8, fellas.
You don't have nothing? Is that it, Michael? Is that the end of it?
Miles is done. Michael has questions now. Come on,
I have one
Michael.
question for you.
No, let me
What?
finish.
What in
Okay.
the war? Why were they racist in the war?
This is
This two got to do with Pearl
Hey,
Harbor.
I don't want no side questions. I'm just gonna answer these.
Ask him. Ask him.
Oh, Michael.
Michael,
I
go.
have my
Watch
own
out, baby.
questions on this paper.
Where were you when Pearl Harbor was getting bombed?
I was on a cruise ship called the USS St. Louis, which is my hometown. And the reason I was on that ship to St. Louis is when I was in the Navy, they made me the company clerk. And when they said I had to go to active duty, I selected the St. Louis because it was my hometown. So I was on the light cruise of USS St. Louis when they started bombing Pearl Harbor.
Did you lie about your age to get into the Navy?
Let's see, did I? I think so. I think I did. I think you had to be 21, and I said, no, I didn't lie. They let you in at 18. I joined the Navy at 18.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. It's too far back. It's too far. No, I didn't lie. I got in at 18.
Maybe you were almost 18.
What was it like when you got your first TV?
I don't hear you.
What was it like when you got your first TV?
When I
Your
got my
first TV.
TV, it's been so long ago. 85 years ago. When I got my first TV, they didn't have no such thing as a remote control. You had to get up and go to change the channel by hand. And all I could get was just programs that told stories and comedies. I couldn't get no game shows on it, but I enjoyed that TV, and I wish I had it back. I love that TV.
Do you have,
Why are you nervous? Just ask the question.
Read it.
Come on, Michael.
when you were in the Navy, do you have to swim back to land to stay alive?
When I was in the Navy, did I have to come back to
He said,
land?
did you have to swim?
Oh no, I didn't have to swim. We had what they call, well, they were cruise boats, you know. You went over the side and you got in a boat and the boat took you back to land. It's like a little canoe.
He
Not
means
like a
during the bombing. He wanted to know if you had to get off your ship.
During the bombing,
Yeah,
I
Pearl
couldn't
Harbor.
get off the ship. I had to stay on there. I went through the whole bombing all until it was over. They didn't drop any bombs. No bombs hit my ship. And my ship, they had a submarine blocking ships from coming out. And we were the only one went through. And we crushed the submarine. Just went right over the top of it and crushed it. Got one out to sea and joined the last aircraft carrier, the Yorktown. So the Yorktown aircraft carrier and the St. Louis were the only two ships out there, plus a couple of destroyers, small ones. All the battleships were sunk, all of them. That was in ports, 7 battleships, but the water only come up to the top deck. So if you go out to Pearl Harbor, you can still see the ones that are sunk. They're still there. The harbor wasn't deep enough for them to go underneath, so they're all sitting there.
Do you have to listen to a radio instead of a TV?
They have to listen to who?
A radio.
A radio. Certainly I had to listen to a radio. That was the only thing that kept me company. Listen to music and stories on the radio.
Was it hard to be in the Navy?
Yeah, it was hard to be in the Navy because the Navy was prejudiced, you know. I couldn't be a regular sailor. All the black people, they could only be I can't think of the word of what we were, but you couldn't. All you could do is a mess attendant. That's what we were. I was a mess attendant before I was a student mate. And a mess attendant means all you can do is work in the laundry, where the food is, get prepared. But you couldn't be a regular, what they call the guy that works up on the deck. Don't you know what it is?
I don't know.
Deckhand.
No, it's not what they're called.
Anyway, you could have
Anything, all I could be, that's all you could be was a mess attendant. Then when you got enough time in, you became a officer steward. Then when the war broke out, then you could be anything. And I ended up being an officer steward. And I only had to serve one man, just the captain. And I did once a day, I would go down to and fix his food, and I had a mess attendant that would serve him. And I was make out the menu 1 hour, once a week. And the rest of the time, I'd sit up on the deck and read books and things. And then I could go ashore first. When the ship got in port, I'd go over to get him some fresh fruits and vegetables. So they'd lower me down, and I'd be the first one in port.
When you were in the Navy, did you ever get hit by a bullet in the arm or legs?
A bullet? Oh no, I never got hit.
Good.
No, I was never injured while I was in the Navy. Never.
Are you
We
done?
have other questions I saw.
That all?
You didn't ask them all? Did you skip?
Maybe.
Just ask your question. I don't know what you wrote.
Ask all your questions, Michael.
I know you forgot to write something. You want to ask him about when it was all separated, the blacks and whites.
What do you mean about that?
You got any more? That it?